Alright. Now, it's time for the last round of supports. Where I'll try to cover just about every base I have left. Almost every base. No promises.
The way your sword glides through the air, I am in awe. You, paired with that sword, it may bring about my end.
I would never kill an ally, Yurita.
So weak. That weakness will be your end. Long ago, when the Death Knight saw you in the Holy Mausoleum, I came to an understanding that it is you, and you alone, who are capable of slaying me. Only you, with your sword, can do it. Upon reflection, I can see that our encounter was fated to happen. Ever since then, I've been thinking.
Why was I chosen?
Why indeed? Why was the Death Knight fixated so fervently upon you? At that moment, he fell under your spell. You who wields the sword of the Creator. And now, as I fight alongside you, I too fall victim to your spell. That I am unable to fight you is truly regrettable.
Well, first we gotta end the war, buddy.
Yes, I suppose that is true. This futile, pointless war. Let us end it quickly then. Uniting Fodlan and overthrowing the church are mere trivialities to me. All I truly need is you. You and nothing else.
Incredible use of the sentimental, emotional music, by the way. Feels like you like me, Yurita.
Perhaps that is true, viewed in a certain light. And please, don't get yourself killed by some foolish brigands. You must live, that we might fight one another to the death. I must know which one of us will emerge victorious. For now, I will have to use my imagination and savor the potential outcomes of that future. I can see it now. You swiftly dodging my blade, and then at last, your sword piercing my flesh. I stumble to the ground, gasping for air, breathing my last. Or perhaps my blade will pierce you first.
Wow, that was, something. Do you really want to keep going with this?
That is enough. I must refrain from such fantasies. They make my urge to slay you all the stronger. It is enough to stand by your side while I await that day of true pleasure.
I look forward to fighting you, I guess.
Indeed. You and I are fated to be intertwined. I will follow you to the very gates of hell.
Well, I think it's safe to say that we started off strong, and let's look at that list. Oh my god, so many potential candidates for the S-rank. Anyway, Edelgard.
Here again, I see.
Of course, Your Majesty. I couldn't investigate this place freely when those of the church were around.
Understandably. Now, about my proposal to create an institution for Crest and Relic research. I've decided to move forward with it. As for who will lead the charge...
You want me to be in charge of the thing after all, don't you?
Actually, no. I was just considering some conditions for whoever applies for the job.
Conditions? What kind of conditions?
To start, I won't allow the position to be a secondary one. That excludes lords who are busy looking after their own territories.
Are you suggesting landholding lords would have no means of applying?
Quite the opposite. I'm looking for applicants with enough passion for the job that they're willing to relinquish any landholding rights they possess. They will be provided with necessities like food, clothing, and housing, but will receive no further compensation. That said, they will be free to take as much time off as they desire.
Do you expect anyone to be interested in such an odd position?
That's my hope.
Have you gone mad? Demanding someone rescind their land rights and then provide no compensation? Even the unlimited time off is a rather discourteous perk to offer. No one would accept room, board, and endless time to research. No one but me. Why must you...
Why must I what?
Why must you understand me so well? I asked you to consider the feelings of those below you. I never expected you to consider mine to this extent.
I told you I'd figure out a way to make use of your talents that you'd find acceptable.
Honestly, no woman has ever gone through this much trouble for me before.
Then have you decided?
Yes, I have. I would be most pleased to accept your offer, Your Majesty.
Didn't he already kind of accept it before? Not that it mattered. Right. Well, I guess moving on to Ferdinand.
Delicious.
Marianne, may I join you?
Yes, Ferdinand, of course. Is something wrong?
I am sorry, but, you seem very different compared to how you were before.
That may be true.
Right there. You're smiling. I do not think I have ever seen you smile.
Please, you're making me blush.
I do not mean to embarrass you. I am just saying you seem to have truly changed.
Well, I have you to thank for that. In truth, I spent a lot of time thinking about what you said. It meant so much when you told me that everyone has a purpose to fulfill. Even me.
I am so glad to hear you say that, Marianne. I wonder, did you find a purpose for yourself?
No, not yet. But I've been much happier since I started thinking about it more. I remembered a time back when I was working at the animal clinic. The rest of the staff was so thankful for the work I had done. Even in something as simple as looking after animals, I was able to make myself useful to others. Thinking about it made me realize that anyone can make other people happy, even someone like me.
It sounds to me like you have already found your answer.
What do you mean?
Making people happy. If you ask me, that is a truly worthwhile purpose.
You may be right. I just remembered. I wanted to ask about your food.
Yes? What about it?
Today was my turn to prepare the meal. How is it?
Oh, it is delicious.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
The flavor and the texture are superb, so you are certainly making me happy.
I'm glad you like it.
I hope you will learn to like yourself. For what it is worth, I like you.
Oh?
Maybe, if you have the time, you can cook something for me again? For me alone, I mean.
Of
Wow,
course.
Ferdinand.
It would be my pleasure.
Can't believe that worked. Alright, and Constance. I think this is her last support No, not quite, actually.
You there!
Ah, is there something I can do for you, Constance?
Is there something you can do? Of course there is!
Well, what is it?
It ought to be plain.
I do not follow. Please, clarify what you mean.
Have you forgotten the day I revealed to you my silly little dream? If you weren't paying attention, I shall be cross.
Oh, yes. You must be referring to the oblique request you made concerning peaks and valleys. Not seeing a peak ahead of you, you hoped I might help lift you out of your lowly
Precisely! You've summed it up completely. Now that you know of what I speak, I want you to forget it immediately. Act as if you heard nothing.
You want me to forget the occasion you just asked me to remember. I see. Before I discard this memory entirely, might I be so bold as to ask why?
Is it not obvious? I don't want my weakness bandied about. I vowed to restore House Nouvelle through my own grand achievement. Just as I would not abandon this dream, I would not accept it being handed to me. Though if I am to be quite honest, the real reason is that letting you in on this vulnerability was an indiscretion I won't repeat.
I see. What a curious situation.
I don't take your meaning.
5 years ago, with the cladding of my highborn status stripped away, I was vulnerable and exposed. To borrow your words, I was in a valley, and a thick shroud of fog obscured the peak before me. Now, the cloud has lifted a bit, and I can see a glimpse of what lies ahead.
And what, dare I ask, do you see?
There is a towering cliff for you to scale, and a long, rocky path lying ahead of me. Rather than ascending separately, we can join hands and face these obstacles together. Then, we can reach the heights of our forebears. Or, dare I say, even higher.
Even higher, you say? Now you remind me once more of the boy I knew. I have but one concern.
And what might that be?
That I shall outpace your laggardly efforts.
Huh? I was being sincere, you know.
Wow, roasted. Poor Ferdinand. Oh. Unhurt and Bernadetta? Well, as much as I love these two, I have to skip out. Alone together.
There's nothing like a morning stroll to take in the fresh air. Hmm? In the thicket there, is that a human foot? Ah! It moved! Someone help!
Sorry, Annette. I was really out.
Hey! You shouldn't surprise people like that. I thought you were an undead corpse. Why are you sleeping out here anyway? We're in the middle of a war. Doesn't that seem dangerous?
Middle of a war or no, you'll not defeat the Master of Dreams. He's a fiercely strong enemy.
Stop joking around. What are you even talking about?
No joking, I assure you. He is quite unstoppable. Or perhaps you know his weakness?
You really never change, do you? You sleep just as much as ever. Do you even remember what I told you?
You told me something? When?
5 years ago.
Of course you don't. I told you that putting in effort...
Is how you grow. Is that the one?
So, you do remember?
Should I not have remembered?
No, it's just... You should put your talents to use elsewhere, that's all.
Have you been speaking to Hubert? The truth is, I place effort in what brings me joy. I'm happiest that way.
No, that's not... Okay, let me put it this way instead. Working hard for other people helps you grow as a person. Do you not get the urge to work hard for other people? Like when you helped me before?
Not as such. Why would I go through that effort? For what gain?
For the gain I mentioned. That it helps you grow as a person.
Oh, I see. Well, then continue working hard for my sake. For example, waking me up today. And I suppose I will try to do a little bit more for you, too. I find working for others to be annoying, yet I wish to make an exception for you. I hope that's all right.
Just for me?
Indeed. You're the only person I'd bother helping. I could wear myself out helping you. Forever, maybe. What about it? I'll be there for you, and you can be there for me.
Oh, what do you mean by that?
What?
If we're doing our best for each other and all, then that's just a bit like... just kind of like a marriage.
Huh. You know, I feel as if you might be able to wake me up every morning. No small feat, that.
As though I would marry a man who can't even get up in the morning.
Oh, wow. Sometimes I think Linhardt is smoother than he realizes. Then other times, nope. Nope. Let's have some fun with Caspar.
Go on, eat up. Oh wow, you're really going at it.
It's the cat from 5 years ago.
Still hungry, huh? You're a greedy little fellow. Oh, here he comes, right on time. The food's all ready to go. Huh? Ash, what are you doing here?
Caspar, I was just, Hey, hang on a second. Did you come here to feed the cat too?
Feed? Oh, I don't know what you're... Wait, did you say 2? Is that what you're doing?
I have been for a while. I had no idea you were doing the same.
I was just worried about the guy. I didn't want someone else to find him and hurt him. I figured it would be best to watch out for him. You know me, defender of the helpless. More importantly, though, what's your excuse?
I didn't want him stealing more supplies, so I figured I'd take care of him. Guess we're not so different after all, are we?
Yeah, I guess we're not. Deep down.
Since you're here, why don't you feed this little guy what you brought him?
Oh, yeah! I've got something good.
Looks like it. Hey, where did you get that?
Get what?
It looks awfully fresh. You didn't take that from the kitchen, did you?
Is that some dried fish and vegetables? Looks like someone's leftovers.
Well, never mind how I got mine. What about yours?
I'm a defender of the helpless. You really think I'd steal some food for a cat? I got it by fighting an old guy in the dining hall. I won it fair and square.
You started a fight over that?
No! The old guy started a fight, then I took his dinner as a prize. Aw, you love this meat, don't you? And you love when I fight, don't you?
My God.
Well, this cat's happy, so I'll let you off easy just this once. You're lucky he's so cute.
I cannot believe that was the conclusion of the cat burglar.
Hey, Caspar. Can I ask you something?
Well, hey there, Annette. What's on your mind?
Is there anything you pay particular attention to on the battlefield? Stuff you make sure not to mess up? I don't want to make any major mistakes again. So I've been thinking about how I can improve. But it's trickier than I thought. I was hoping you could give me some direction.
Nothing I can think of. Sometimes you just gotta mess up.
Hmm? Really? Nothing at all?
Nah, no matter how much you prepare, you're always gonna make mistakes. All you can do is quit worrying and try your best.
I guess that does sound like something you'd say. But I'm not sure how much use it is to me.
That's too bad. It's a great way to live. You worry about messing up, and all that worry makes you nervous, right? So being nervous on the battlefield is the reason you make mistakes you'd never make in training.
Well, yes. People's lives are on the line. If I mess up, they might actually die. When I think that my failures might put everyone in danger,
Ugh, you gotta quit doubting yourself. It's not helping. You're obsessing about failures that haven't even happened. What's the point in that? Sometimes you're gonna mess up no matter how hard you train. That's life.
So what you're saying is, I should stop being afraid of failure and just try my hardest on the battlefield, like I do in training.
Was I not clear on that? You just gotta deal with your mistakes when you make them.
That really is just like you, Caspar. I'm starting to feel stupid for worrying so much. You're so strong and confident. I really like that about you.
Aw, thanks, Annette. I think you're great too.
Okay, I'm gonna try following your example from now on. It's time I stopped moping around here and put everything I've got into training. Right, Caspar?
That's the spirit. Let's get out there and train. I'll race you to the stables.
Yeah!
Well, I'm glad they're having fun together. Bernie. Ah, yes, and Felix, of course.
Hey, Felix! Can I talk to you for a minute?
What is it? I'm listening.
Look, over there! Isn't that a cute kitty?
Oh, I agree. I don't dislike cats.
Here, try this. It's candy, but I promise it isn't sweet.
Perhaps I'll have a piece, if it's not sweet.
Hey, are you busy? I've got this great book and...
What are you doing?
Huh?
Why are you so concerned with me? More importantly, didn't you used to be shy?
Oh, I'm as shy as ever.
Then why are you following me around?
That's, well, you know how ghosts are only scary because you can't see or talk to them?
You're saying I'm a ghost.
What? No, it was just a metaphor.
There you are, foolish as ever.
That's it! You're smiling again!
What?
That's why I've been working so hard to talk to you. I wanted to see you smile again.
I'm disappointed. Such a trivial reason. You're pestering me without a hint of fear just to see me smile. You've really grown up.
Yeah, I guess. Wait, why are you being nice? Did something terrible happen? Did you have a falling out with an old friend or something?
I mean,
This
kind
is the
of.
part where
Just
you get angry at me, isn't it?
unrelated to this.
Come on. You were saying something about a book I should read?
Really? Well, it's, this one, if you wouldn't mind.
Alright, well. Ah, yes. Here we go. More fun with Yurita. And the food that looks just as good as when Marianne made it.
Lately, I've noticed that our lunch times seem to coincide with one another's, and
Oh no, am I bothering you? I am, aren't I? I knew you were getting too carried away, Bernie. I mean, it's no wonder you don't want to have lunch with me anymore. Just having me around probably makes your food taste awful.
My food tastes the same as it always does. I was merely stating a fact about our lunches coinciding.
Oh.
But I am curious as to why you want to eat with me. It isn't that you...
Please forgive me! I'm so sorry I've been using you to avoid people! The truth is, hardly anyone ever comes near us, and it's been such a relief!
That's it? Well then, I don't mind.
Huh? You don't?
When last we spoke, you mentioned feeling a kinship to me. So I wondered if you were thinking that we may be kindred spirits of a sort.
Oh? I mean, of course not, Yurita! I didn't mean anything like that at all! Kindred spirits? Us? But I mean,
totally hypothetical here, but, if I did think we were kindred spirits, would, there be a problem with that?
Yes, there would. The reason I dislike people is because if I don't keep my distance, it is only a matter of time before I kill them. If you continue spending time near me, death may find its way to you.
Oh, I see. I'm not quite sure how to say this, but I'm willing to take the risk. I mean, we're in the middle of a war. I could die at any point now, even tomorrow. So, if being near you means feeling comfortable during my final hours, well, that sounds like a pretty good deal to me.
Wow, Bernie.
I wasn't entirely honest with you just now about the whole kindred spirits thingy. Want the real truth? I actually think we are. You and I have a whole lot in common. We both had a dark, troubling past. We both built walls around ourselves in response to that, to keep people out. Me, I take all my past hurts out on myself. But you, Yurita, you take yours out on the world. Maybe that's why you harm people. That was really overstepping, wasn't it? I'm sorry!
Well, some things never change, I suppose. Dorothea and Lawrence. Right.
Too much fighting. I need a moment's peace.
Why, if it isn't Dorothea?
So much for
What are
that
you doing
piece.
here?
Patrolling the grounds. There have been entirely too many raids as of late. And yourself?
Nothing. Not really. I just needed a bit of quiet.
It is regrettable to see you so troubled by this war. This is not a burden any commoner should bear.
Don't trouble yourself on my account. So, did you ever find that wife you were looking for?
This is hardly the time or place for me to be searching for a bride. Why do you ask?
The truth is, I know this is sudden, but there's a war on, and who knows what tomorrow brings, right?
Go on.
I've always been quite fond of you. But I've also, well, I've given up on you.
That is sudden, but why would you give up on me?
You're from a noble family, and I'm a commoner. It would have been scandalous. I did what I could to be worthy of you, but you never noticed. So, I've resigned myself to a lonesome life, my feelings unrequited.
You found it so easy to give up on me? Truly? This war has changed my mind on a great many things, you know. I've given it all a lot of thought.
I like seeing you flustered, you know that? It makes joking with you so much more fun.
Joking?
Yes, joking. It used to be my job to pluck at people's heartstrings, remember? And I'm much better at it than you are. Admit it, Sir Lawrence.
I concede defeat, but your words have cut straight through to my heart. And now I must tell you how I feel. I've always been charmed by you. I do not think I realized just how thoroughly until this moment.
You and I both know that doesn't matter. Not really. We can never get married.
Perhaps not now. I've not determined where I stand when it comes to marriage. But when this war is over, I will make a decision.
You will, huh? Gosh, I sure do hope I'm not already married by then.
Oh, that's hardly a concern. No one you find could possibly compare to me.
Well, guess they had their fun. Petra and Ash. Let's see where this goes.
What is it, Petra? Something catch your eye?
Yes. The architecture of this cathedral is very grand.
Fodlan craftsmanship always makes me astounded. I have been hearing that all of its adornments have meaning, and are all honoring the goddess.
I heard that too. I'm not sure of the details, though. That reminds me, I've been wondering, do you worship the goddess in Brigid?
The goddess does not reside in Brigid. There are, however, many spirits there. Earth spirits, water spirits, wind spirits. Spirits dwell in all things. The ocean, for an example. The spirit of the ocean is with two faces. Its kind face is bestowing bountiful blessings, but its terrifying face is bringing disaster.
I guess it's natural for the ocean to have spiritual significance to you when you're surrounded by it. Since Brigid's made up of islands, your people must have a lot of experience with boats, too.
Yes, I have great skill at sailing. However, to be swimming is what I really love.
Swimming in the ocean? I've never had the chance. What's it like?
The ocean can feel shallow or deep, bright or dark, and it is filled with many creatures. There are always new things for discovery. On sunny days, I like to be diving under the clear surface of the ocean, and to be looking up at the sky from below. Those moments are my favorite. The sun shining through the blue water. It can be making even the water sparkle like gems.
That sounds amazing. I can't even imagine it. You must really love it, though. Your description just now was very poetic. It makes my time swimming in rivers and lakes feel pretty small in comparison.
I am having an idea. When this war is over, we should be going to Brigid. With each other.
Oh, well, I'd definitely like to visit. It's not the right time for me to travel, though. My duties as a knight will have to come first.
A knight? Very well. I will be establishing an order of knights for you in Brigid.
Wait, what? A whole knightly order, just like that?
I am going to become the Queen of Brigid. Ash, you will become my guardian knight. Do not have fear. I will be making your dream come true.
I don't know, Petra. This is really ambitious.
We will be diving into the ocean with each other, and be gazing up at the sky from behind the waves. I give you this promise. I hope you are understanding.
All right, all right. That smile of yours has gotten to me. I don't think I can refuse.
That's a bit of a power move, just establishing an entire knightly order for a guy. Well, Petra is the hunter. When she spies her target, well, she makes a move.
Oh, Marianne, are you confessing again today?
No, I was waiting for you.
For me?
I wanted to apologize. You kept trying to encourage me, but I just avoided you in return.
No, I'm the one who should be sorry. I only wanted to give you some advice, but I ended up running you off.
Can I tell you something, Ash?
Of course.
You said that my crest is an extraordinary gift, but I don't agree with that at all. Don't people have more important qualities?
What do you mean?
Like, how much we help those around us. Or whether or not we can make other people smile. I'm trying to be less negative. I've also realized that I should have a dream to pursue like you do. I think people who have something to work toward are more fulfilled. Yet here I am, living an empty life without a dream.
That still sounds kind of negative to me. What does being fulfilled even mean here, anyway? Are you saying that people without dreams live empty lives? I don't agree with that. When I was a kid, I was too busy worrying about my next meal to have a dream. Was my life empty then?
That's not what I mean at all. I just don't know... I don't know how to find my dream.
Hey, chin up. Maybe I can help. I'm sure we can come up with something for you in no time if we put our heads together.
You'll help me?
Absolutely. Unless, you don't want me to, of course.
No, I would appreciate that. I want to find something worth working toward. Together, with you. and with my head held high.
Alright. Ooh, Mercedes and Lawrence.
Mercedes, I have heard that you are the daughter of imperial nobility. Is that the case?
It is.
And you have a crest as well. Is that not so?
Again, it is.
Why did you not tell me? I was under the impression you were a commoner.
I didn't mean to hide it from you, but you never asked. Besides, I am considered common now. I don't care to flaunt my noble past or my crest. I have no desire to return to that status.
Then, if I may speak hypothetically a moment, does that mean that if a nobleman were to offer you his hand in marriage, you would decline?
Not at all. That's a separate matter entirely. Even if I were to fall in love, regardless of their social status, I'm not looking to marry right now.
What a relief. Forgive my rudeness. I am merely envious of your flexible outlook. It is a posture that I might very well adopt. Not to say that I hang upon your every word, of course.
You mean in terms of love and marriage?
Precisely. Status should be no impediment to love.
But if you marry a woman who isn't a noble, then haven't you neglected your duty?
Not exactly, no. What I said was that my marriage must benefit House Gloucester. So long as that holds true, the bloodline of my partner is actually irrelevant. For instance, if she bore a crest and was at one time considered noble...
Well, now that doesn't sound flexible at all. How can you know if someone will benefit your family? Would you investigate her before allowing yourself feelings? That doesn't sound very noble of you.
That is not what I...
I'm sorry, Lawrence. I was only teasing. I'm sure your lack of tact is what women find so irresistible.
Come again?
Oh, nothing at all. I hope you do your family proud and fulfill your duty.
Yes, I most certainly will.
Well, it is always fun to see Lawrence get teased. Thanks, Mercedes.
Are you praying, Ignatz? Are you concerned about something?
A little. I'm coming to accept that I will never be an artist. I'm self-taught, so my style and technique are probably all wrong. I don't know what I'm doing. Besides, how could I persuade my father? I can't even imagine his reaction. He'd disown me.
It takes courage to stray from the path that has been set out for you. It's never easy. I'm in a similar position. I've been carrying out my adoptive father's wishes up until this point. But... It's never a bad thing to have dreams. That's how I feel, at least. I can't imagine a life in which I'd given up on my dreams. How could anyone find happiness in that? Even with your father's demands, you can still work toward one small dream at a time.
You know, I suppose you're right. My dream of being an artist gives me the energy to go on. You're really wise, Mercedes.
Oh, goodness. That's not how most people would describe me. I just don't want you to give up on your art. Besides, I genuinely do want to see your painting of the goddess.
Really? I'm pleased to hear you say so. You said you're in the same position as I am. What did you mean by that?
My future has been decided for me as well. I'm to be married off to a nobleman.
What?
Is it really that surprising? I think many young women face the same fate.
So, will you get married?
I suppose I haven't given it much thought. Whatever may happen, I'm sure everything will work out in the end if I don't give up on my dreams.
Everything will work out in the end. Mercedes, you're amazing. I think that whatever you do, wherever you go, you'll help a lot of people. You're so kind. I know you can... Oh.
What's wrong, Ignatz? You have a strange look on your face.
For my whole life, I've wanted to paint the goddess. but I never could. Whatever shape I gave her, she never seemed quite right. But it's just come to me.
It's wonderful how inspiration can strike so suddenly. Quick, paint before you lose it.
I will. Will you help me?
I'd be happy to help, but I'm not sure what I can do.
Don't you see? The goddess I imagined and tried to paint so many times. She's you. I have to get my supplies. Stay right there.
Wow. To say such a thing directly before the altar, that must be some kind of sin. I'll say an extra prayer for him.
Oh, wow. I have a feeling I'm going to be saying that a lot. But, let's have some tonal whiplash, shall we?
You trust too much, allowing someone who has turned their blade on you to come near.
Because there are two sides to you, you fear that I endanger myself?
I am nothing more than a merciless killer. A demon whose only pleasure is found within death's shadow. Such a creature should not be allowed near you, dear sister.
Just what are you implying, Emil?
I have come to bid you farewell. Today, I will leave the monastery for good. If I stay, it is only a matter of time before I hurt you. Just like I did those in House Bartels.
You can't leave. But if it must be so, then answer me this before you depart. Why did you kill your father?
On the day I took his life, Father had just discovered that you and Mother were hiding at a church in the kingdom. He was considering bringing both of you back home. But by then, Mother was past the age to bear children. And so, he proclaimed that he would take the only other female of the Lamine bloodline. That he would take you as his wife. What happened after that? I remember nothing of it. How I killed him, or what his final words were.
You did it for me. To protect me.
Regardless of reasons, a demon is a demon. I have said enough.
Hold on! That isn't fair!
Not fair?
No! You can't just tell me all of that and then vanish forever. Please stay. At least until this horrible war meets its end. I want you around just a while longer.
But all that I do results in harm to others. You saw it yourself. The demon that lives within bears his fangs indiscriminately. You know all of this, and still you wish for me to remain?
Even if I am hurt, or worse yet, killed, if it is by your hand, then I will find peace. I am, and will always be, your big sister, Emil.
Mercedes,
I love you, Emil. That never changes. Understand?
I understand. Then, I will remain here a while longer. Until we see this war through, I will remain by your side.
Really messed up what Mercedes and Yurita went through. Real messed up.
Always diligently working on your craft.
Ah, Ingrid! How long were you standing there?
Only just now. Oh, is that the new painting you were mentioning? You sounded especially inspired about this one. May I see?
No! I mean, the painting's not ready yet. I don't want anyone to see it before it's finished.
But we had spoken about how much your perspective can broaden when you let other people in on your work. Had a change of heart?
It's not that. This one is embarrassing is all.
Come on. You know you don't need to feel embarrassed around me. Please, show me.
Alright. Just for a second.
This one is even more beautiful than the last. A knight in shimmering armor fighting in all her glory. That lance looks a lot like mine. And the armor. And the horse. Ignatz? Is that?
Yes. It's you.
The woman in this image. She's so powerful and regal. I'm in awe. So elegant and refined, but with such a soft air, despite the armor and weaponry.
That's how I see you. You remind me of Saint Saros. Brave and vibrant and powerful, yet kind and gentle. Sorry, was that too much? That was too much.
Thank you, Ignatz. I'm deeply touched. And also embarrassed.
I'm feeling a little embarrassed myself.
Truly, I'm so moved. I guess now I really need to live up to all your painting encompasses. Please show it to me once it's finished.
I will. I promise. Though I don't think I'll show it to anyone else.
That's cute enough, I suppose. And, I guess we're rounding things out with Yurita and Constance.
I must thank you, Emil.
Why?
You came to my aid in that recent skirmish. I loathe being in anyone's debt, so I brought you something as thanks. How it warms my heart to see you taking my advice about learning to work with others.
I do not recall.
You don't recall working with others? Or you don't recall coming to my aid?
My memories from battle are always a blur. The creature that you saw is me, and is not me.
That sounds perfectly meaningless. And yet, I may know exactly what you mean. That aside, this should serve to balance the scales between us. Here.
This...
It's the same variety of flower you would give to me those many years ago. I found it at a florist in town. Though I suppose your memory of those days isn't as sharp as mine.
I remember this. I gave you a rose when Count Nouvelle brought you along on his visit to House Bartels. I used to tend to the roses with Mercedes and Mother in the garden.
So you do remember. The garden of House Bartels did tend to make an impression.
Mother and Mercedes were always so blissful when they spent time there.
You picked a rose and gave it to me, like the knights in the stories. Your story took a tragic turn. Time has had its way with you.
I thought the same upon seeing you.
Your sympathy is noted. Of the two of us, only I could be said to have aged gracefully.
That is not what I meant. We cannot go back in time. That was my meaning.
Do not be so hasty. Anything lost can be regained. The garden may be gone now, but that will change once I have rebuilt House Nouvelle. You'll see when you walk into the grand rose garden I shall have planted in the center of the estate. You'll come and see it, won't you, Emil? Along with Mercedes and your mother, of course.
You believe you are capable of that?
With you assisting me, it is practically guaranteed.
Is it now?
Some will undoubtedly take forceful issue with the restoration. That's where you come in. What a privilege I am granting you to play a part in the return of my noble house. A smile
retina cross your face? Now that is a rare blossom indeed.
Only when in the company of a select few.
Okay, well, that's it. Everyone has talked about all of their feelings. There's nothing left that needs to be said.